The Western Book of the Dead. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian whistleblower, back to our very important series. And I'm not sure how we got off track with it, but so much going on, so much to do, so much to think about, so much enlightenment to spread that every now and then we get a little bit off track. And of course, we had the repositioning of the studio. So we're still trying to get everything back on exactly where we want it to go. And I did order the first pack of acoustical foam. Now I realize that's not going to completely soundproof this room to the outside, but it will help, and it will help the quality of the sound in here as well. So I appreciate Sebastian for sponsoring that yesterday, which I was able to get those ordered. They've already shipped. So we're going to be rocking and rolling here before long at all. So I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your support. And of course, I do want to remind you that on December the 10th, right here in Clearwater, Florida, we've got the What to Do When You're Dead seminar, which I guess kind of takes off on exactly what we're talking about here, because here we're talking about the Western Book of the Dead. And of course, with the December 10th extravaganza, we're also talking about the Western Book of the Dead. Just let me make sure I'm sharing this with you. And I want to show you what we've got going on. Of course, it's very exciting because we have Heidi Vandenberg, Vedic life coach, Vedic astrologer, will be there in person with us. We also have Jenny Moonstone, tarot and life coach, also great commentary on politics and culture. She will be there with us. This guy will be there. And we'll also have Dan from the Overwatch channel, and hopefully many more special guests, or at least a couple more, maybe even just one more. But we've got some exciting stuff that we hope we're going to be able to announce. But let's just be frank, even though my name is Jeff, with these two, we've already got a great event. Jenny's going to be giving a presentation. Heidi's going to be giving a presentation. So is this guy. So is Dan from Overwatch channel. Come with questions. Leave enlightened. Please do RSVP at jeffreydarty.com. It's $50 per person, which includes all of the seminars. Also includes a PDF from Heidi Vandenberg of your astrological chart, and also includes your numerology from myself, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. And it includes the lunch, and it includes the guided meditation. It includes all of the festivities. So it's a really good bargain. We hope to see you all there on December the 10th in Clearwater, Florida. What to Do When You're Dead, extravaganza of enlightenment. And I see that I didn't switch my settings for my display. So let me go ahead and do that again, so we can make it not quite so Vampire Jeff there. That makes a big difference, doesn't it? Absolutely. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, Wayne Steiger and I have our midweek report. So look forward to that. I was saying that tomorrow Scotty and I are doing our Thursday show, but it's Thanksgiving. So I doubt very seriously whether we'll be doing a show tomorrow. It's possible, but I sincerely doubt it. Michelle, I salute you. Thank you very much for your help and support. Big Teddy Smooth's in the house. Lots and lots of people in the house. Thank you, Milky Way. Good to see everybody. Calgary, Canada, people everywhere. I love it. The Lion, that's the same Lion. He just came down for a while. The 700 Club. That's funny. I'm not sure what the 700 Club reference is, but it's kind of funny anyway. So we're going to be talking today about the Western Book of the Dead. And it's very interesting because, hello, Monston Brooks. This book, I don't agree with it 100%. And I don't endorse it 100%. But I do agree with and endorse 100% the idea that we need to be thinking about what we do after we're dead. This life, this incarnation is but a tiny fragment of our life as a being, and we spend absolutely zero time learning what to do after we're dead. And that's what this book gives us some hints about, gives us some pointers about. And I don't agree with all of it, but I agree with a lot of it. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. That's why I want you to listen and hopefully learn and hopefully be inspired. And we're going to pick up this person. You know, this is being told as an account of a person that's going through the afterlife experience. So let's see what it says, and let's follow along. I'm just going to read to you straight from the book, American Book of the Dead, but I call it Western Book of the Dead because I think that's actually more accurate. I feel as if I'm stuck forever in this state, but if I'm left alone, I'll be even worse off, alone in the hell of emptiness and despair. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I think that most people after they die will feel a real despair and a real loneliness and a real emptiness is because they never cultivated their own company in this life. Think about, most of you never are alone with your own thoughts. You wake up in the morning, you turn on a radio. Let me go back. Many of you fall asleep with the TV on or with the radio on. Let me just say to you, I say that's a horrible practice. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Do not fall asleep to the radio. Do not fall asleep to the TV, because you're allowing programming into your subconscious mind. But I only watch the Golden Girls. Well, guess what? There's commercials, there's other things. And if you ever want to guarantee that you'll never spend the night with me, fall asleep watching a television. I've ended relationships over it. Don't do it. It's bad news. You wake up, you hit your radio, you wake up, you go out to make your coffee, you turn on the TV. You're never alone with yourself. You get in your car to drive to work, you turn on the stereo. You get to work, you put earbuds in your ear, you're bebopping along at work. You come home to the radio, you come in. I've seen it so many times. And again, I keep talking about it in relationships, but it's not just in relationships. But if I'm with someone and we go to their house and the first thing to do is put down their keys and turn on the remote, I know that it's not going to last, because that's a person. Number one, I don't like it. It irritates me, and I'm old and irritable. But number two, I know that's a person that doesn't experience much silence. It doesn't have much of a relationship with themselves. And guess what, folks? You can't really have a relationship with anyone else unless you have a healthy relationship with yourself. If you want to be attract a 10, you've got to be a 10. If you want to attract someone that is whole and spiritual, you've got to be whole and spiritual yourself. And importantly, much more importantly than the applications that I'm talking about with relationships, don't you love it how a single guy is giving relationship advice? But trust me, I know a lot about how to screw up relationships. Believe me, I know a lot about how to screw up relationships, so I can give you some good pointers. Oh my. And they don't communicate well either, says Marsden Brooks. I like that. And it is true. And, you know, I joke and I say, hey, I finally found the one, and he's me. That's where you have to get to. But more importantly, not just to be balanced in this life, not just to be happy in this life, not just to have a really good relationship in this life, not just to be a better person in this life, but to understand, know, appreciate, and be able to navigate within the feeling of silence. When you get out of this body, and Tanahawk, I know I forgot to call you, didn't mean to. And I think I just saw an email from you. I'm very interested in talking to you and looking at it. It's just been one of those days, which I seem to have a lot of, but I like it. I like it on the edge of frenetic. But at any rate, where was I going with that? When you get out of this body, if you're not used to the idea, the sensation of being alone, you're gonna be super freaked out. And if you're super freaked out, it's very hard to be in control. It's very hard to be divine when you're freaked out. It's very hard to be sovereign when you're freaked out. It's very hard to be free when you're freaked out. And it's very hard to objectively weigh the opportunities and the directions and the leadings and the guidings that you're presented with after leaving this body. The goal of this entire series is not to, and really the goal of the meeting in Clearwater is not to tell you what to do after you die. It's not to tell you what to do when you're dead. It's not to convince you what to do when you're dead. It's not even really to show you what to do after you're dead. It's to get you to the place where you will take some time, where you'll take considerable time during this lifetime to put yourself into a place where you will be able to be divine, to be sovereign, and to be free when you leave this body. I don't know if I said it first or Dan at Overwatch Channel said it first, but I watched one of his videos last night and he said the same thing. Our biggest hope is to be able to, and this is how we prevent coming back into this cycle of reincarnation, is when we leave this body, that we have enough of our mind intact, enough of our spirit intact, and enough of our connection to the divine database. And guess what, folks? I talk about the comforter activation. That's in your spirit, not in your flesh. So when you die, you'll still have the comforter activation. Boom. That's a big one. The connection to the divine database is in your spirit, in your divine spark, the spark of divinity that's in you. It's not in this flesh. So when you leave this body, you'll still have that. Boom. That's a big one. So if you want to have the comforter activation, if you want to have the connection to the divine database and you want to have it beyond this lifetime, I can help you do that. And that's what we're here to help you do. We're here to help you be divine, to be sovereign, and to be free. And very little of that in reality has to do with this life. So that's why this guy was so freaked out, because he had never spent any time with him. He feels like he's stuck. He feels like if he's stuck forever in this state of being alone, that he'll be even worse off. He doesn't want to always have to be the one to make the sacrifice. He doesn't want to be the one to have to be alone. And ladies and gentlemen, we are all going to be alone when we leave this body, at least for a time, until we decide. It's like the old game show with Monty Hall. What was that? Let's make a deal. Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3, but there might be door number 1 through 33 in this instance. Somebody's blowing up my phone. If it's important, I hope nothing's on fire, but I'll get back to you. And we have to be able to have the blink, and we have to be able to have our mind about us so we can decide between the decisions, between the options that we have after we're dead. Because most people haven't thought about it, haven't considered it. They freak out. And the first thing that shows up that looks like an angel or grandmammy or grandpappy or Elvis or Jim Morrison or Natalie Wood or whatever, we follow them right into a reincarnation trap or right into a soul farm. I'm trying to save you from the reincarnation trap. I'm trying to save you from soul farms. That's not correct. I'm trying to get you to the place where you can save you. I'm trying to get you to the place where you can be divine, sovereign, and free after you leave this body. If you decide you want to come back and reincarnate in this world, that's up to you. I think you're crazy, but it's up to you. And if you can cognitively say, I think I'm coming back, then I will support your decision. I will support the fact that you cognitively thought about it and made a decision. If you decide you want to go on, if you decide, Shawnee, Momini, thank you so very much. I salute you. If you do want to support my work and fitting out this studio, it's going to cost a few $100. Or if you want to support we're going on shortwave. A week from today, I'll be on shortwave for the first time. And I did some negotiating, so I got 2 hours for $60. T-Rex already sponsored the first tree. I looked at Bonsai Walking Tree. He already sponsored the first show. If you would like to sponsor shows, or if you'd like to sponsor the whole thing on an ongoing basis, just go ahead and cover the $60 through a support and say, I want to support it, and we'll put a commercial in for you or whatever. If you want to be the one to help fit out this studio, we'll call it the Lee Veltman Studio, if Lee Veltman wanted to give me $500 to do it. So anyway, this guy, I wish there was someone else to take my place. And that's the worst thing you can wish, because guess what? Michelle, thank you very much. If you wish that there was someone, I'm going to buy another rack of acoustical tiles as soon as we get off, thanks to you two. The worst thing you can do is say, I wish there was somebody here to take my place, because guess what? Somebody will show up. Oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling so bad. I'm sorry that you're having such difficulty. I'm here to help you. And I was watching Supernatural the other night. Yeah, I watched Supernatural. I'm Team Sam. That surprises people. Most people expect me to be Team Dean. I like them both, but I guess if I had to pick, I'd be Team Sam. And Dean, died so he could go and save some ghosts, and they were going to revive him. But when he died, and this woman showed up and said, oh, hi, I'm here. I'm your guide to take you. And he's like, kind of busy, gotta go. And it was just hilarious, because that's exactly what we're looking for. When you die, I want you to be like Dean when you die. Tau Sophia, love you so much. Namaste, thank you so much. We're going to definitely buy another pack of acoustical tiles. We're going to get this thing rocking out. And I'm going to put rubber flooring on the floor as well. And he said, wait a minute. Hey, I'm here to guide you. Kind of busy, got to go. That's where I want you to be. I want you to be Dean Winchester when you die. Oh, we were here to take you. Nope. I'm going to figure it out for myself. Thank you very much. Divine, sovereign, free after you leave your body. That's the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're after. We don't want you to be this guy all freaked out looking for help and taking the first little entity that says anything to you. Okay. I wish now more than ever to be able to just rest, to sleep, to dream, to have some peace from this terrible clarity. I wish it weren't so simple and eternal. And there we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Why is Jeff always trying to tell us to meditate? Meditation's boring. Why does Jeff always want to tell us to not listen to music and stuff? It's all boring. This is why, because when you get to the other side, when you leave this body, you're alone, Jack. It's just you, yourself, and you. And if you don't know how to deal with that, you're going to freak out. And if you freak out, you're going to lose your divinity. If you freak out, you're going to lose your sovereignty. When you freak out, you're going to lose your freedom, and you're going to wind up, thank you, Steve G. I salute you. Namaste. You're going to wind up somewhere where you're going to wind up somewhere that someone or something else wanted you, and not where you wanted you. How do I know this is right? How do you know this is right, Swift Data? How's your blink? Almost said babe, but that would have been inappropriate because I don't know if it's a girl anyway. I wish it weren't so simple and eternal. You've got to learn how to get in touch with your simple you. You've got to learn how to get in touch with your eternal you. Big Teddy Smooth being very open and very honest. Meditation is harder than I thought. He's right. Start off with 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15, 20, 30. Get yourself up to 4 or 5. I was talking to Sandra D, and she's up to like a half an hour. So she's way ahead of all of us. I'm about there, but she's supernatural. And that's what we have to be. Start today with 5 seconds. Oh, okay, that was a good meditation. Go to 10, go to 15, go to 20 seconds. Before you know it, you're meditating for a minute. and you're excited, and you should be. And then all of a sudden, when you're up to 5 minutes, you feel like you're ready to levitate like those guys over in India. Now he says he's entering the brute dimension, the condition of irony without humor. It's so funny. I wish I could laugh. The whole thing's absurd, but I only feel pain and fear. It's been my show the whole time. This person is experiencing pain. This person is experiencing fear because they're discovering for the first time that they've been running their whole show their whole life. They're discovering for the first time that they're in charge. They're discovering for the first time that they're responsible, and they're terrified. Take the time now to learn that you're in charge. Take the time now to learn that you're responsible. Take the time now to learn that you are driving the car. Most of you act like life is an Uber ride. You're just following around. Get in the driver's seat. Drive your own bus. Pilot your own vessel. Why does it always have to be my trip? He asks. He's a whiner. He's whining. Why do I have to do everything? Because you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. You like to feel, oh, I'm so happy about that, but there's also responsibility with it. Marston's been a lone wolf his entire adult life by choice. If he has any free time, his wife and children are first choice, and after them, it's all about Marsden. I love it. I can only see my own knowledge, my own ultimate understanding. Finally, I laugh with a short, barking, coarse laughter. Of course, this is how it all is. And I'm telling you, folks, you don't want to be like this guy discovering this stuff after you leave this body. That's why we have this show. That's why we're having the Clearwater event. Plus, we're going to have some great fun, man, down here as well. Some will try to do the Jedi mind trick. Some will try to wipe your memory. So you have to know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. No doubt about it. Thank you, Unplug. Now I long for the solid and predictable state of my former existence in the human dimension, back when I was still learning, exploring, and developing, way back when everything was unknown and there was still something to find out, back when there was things I had to do and I was getting something meaningful and wonderfully real, back when it was all significant and there were others just like me, back when I could depend upon things to be solid, when I had a goal of accumulating things, and if I didn't like where I was, I could just go somewhere else. I'd even settle for that life now. There's the key. They want you to get to that place where you'll settle for that life so they can rehash you, recycle you, reuse you. But this guy took until after death before he realized that he didn't have anything meaningful. He didn't have anything real. He didn't have anything significant. And the things that were solid weren't real. And his goal of accumulating things wasn't real. And no matter where he was, he could go somewhere else. But now he's learning. Hello, Eric. Hope you're having a great day. Nice to see you. Now he's learning that no matter where you go, there you are. Some of you are running, thinking a new place will be the answer. It's not. It's not. Because no matter where you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. And until you get to know you, you'll never find you in another place. The message of this day is get to know yourself, meditate, concentrate. And I'm going to start going into another series giving you tools on how to do this. Get to know you. And I guarantee you, you'll be much happier. This is heavy stuff. We're probably not going to go too much longer. I want something to prevent me from remembering this for a very long time, no matter how long. I want to just go to sleep and come back to this as if I was never gone. Can you hear what he's saying? I'm so scared. I'm so tired. We do a Sunday broadcast. I do it with Wayne Steiger, 9 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. It's called Not Your Normal Sunday Program, 9 a.m. Eastern time on Sundays. Eva, Sophia, go where you think you should go when the time comes. But this guy wanted to go back, and guess what? Because he wanted to go back, he's going back. Because he wanted to be recycled, he's going to be recycled. But he didn't go back because he wanted to go back. He went back because he was afraid. He went back because he was frightened. He went back because he was discombobulated. He went back because he panicked. And that's what they are trying to get you to do. Panic and come back. And I'm trying to make you divine, sovereign, and free so you don't have to do that. If only I could hide inside something solid and find some place where there's other people. Oh, well, we got a reincarnation for you. We got a soul farm for you. Come on in, scared little kitten. Don't be a scared little kitten. I pass quickly through the human dimension because it's too painful. I've just been there. It didn't work. I suspect that no vessel in planetary existence will be able to contain me. I experience a few hundred lifetimes now, but each one's like the passing of a breath. There's no relief, so I pass out of that realm and into the next realm, still searching for peace. You don't want to be searching for peace when you leave this realm. You want to have already found it, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you don't, you're not going to find it afterwards. It's just too difficult. Now, we've got this whole thing that says, don't go to the light. We're on page 56. Don't go to the light. Don't go to the light. Don't go to the light. That's become almost a mantra within the New Age community. And to be frank with you, it's worrying me a little bit, because what happens if, for whatever reason, after you leave this incarnation, you decide that your blink tells you, I should go to the light? All I'm saying is don't limit your opportunities. Don't limit your decisions. Now, we can know for sure that from what we've heard and what we understand, that generally speaking, going to the light is not your best option. However, who knows what's going to be going on at the time you leave, and who knows what you're going to want at the time you leave. So I would say, more than having any other hard and fast decisions of, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to go here, I'm not going to go there. If we say, I'm going to be divine, I'm going to be sovereign, I'm going to be free, I'm going to be able to have my spirit about me, I'm going to be able to have my spark of divinity in good enough shape, I'm going to have the comforter activation, I'm going to have the connection to the divine database, that I will be able to evaluate all of the options that are presented to me at that time. And through the spark of divinity that is within me, and through my connection to Mother, Father, Mother God, Father God, Baby God, and in my development back up that triangle, I will be able to make the correct and proper decision, and have a knowingness that I've made the correct and proper decision when the time comes. You don't find peace, you become peace. T. Whitten, nicely said. Nicely said. Folks, this is what it's all about. Let me make sure I didn't miss any comments or questions. Why do we say amen? Well, I don't. Let me change that. Why do you say amen? I don't. Chelsea Rose. I wouldn't say that anymore, but that's me. We actually have a couple of people coming to the Clearwater, Florida event from Calgary, Canada. Do you know how far it is? Let me show you this, ladies and gentlemen. This blows me away. This makes me feel so honored, and this lets me know that we're going to have such a great time. So let's look at, well, we'll just look at Calgary, Canada. Calgary, Canada. Okay, and we'll go to the map here. Calgary, Canada. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Calgary, Canada. And as we pull out, as we zoom out from Calgary, Canada, as this, we're astral projecting, we find out that Calgary, Canada is just over Montana. And as we keep backing out, we see that Calgary, Canada, well, we lost Calgary, Canada. Let's do this. Let's do Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And then we'll do directions to 1280 Lakeview Drive. There it is right there. They're making, two gentlemen are making this trip right here. But anyway, you see it's from there all the way down to here. It'd be harder to make it a longer trip, but they're making it. And I'm very honored that they're making it. And I just want to say namaste and wow. They've already prepaid. They're coming. It's crazy. But I kind of like crazy. So that's how important some people think it is, and I hope it is. I'm glad you like the lion. Again, thank you and namaste to all of you that have helped out. I truly appreciate it. You have to love yourself before you can love others, no doubt. I wish I could come to the extravaganza. So do I. Wish you could come. You got to raise. Yeah, you got to raise. You do. You're right. Colorful language, but you definitely have to raise up, my friends. Find peace here and now. Snow in Calgary. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back at least tonight with Wayne Steiger, probably more before that. I hope to wrap up the Charles Manson Death of the Boogeyman series today and be off rocking into something else. Very nice to see you. I'm a little bit fatigued today. It's weird because I woke up normal time, did what I always do, and then I really felt like I needed to lie down, and I'm not sure. Well, coming to meet Heidi and Jenny's a good reason. And I laid down, which is unusual, and I was for like 2 hours, and I thought that I was really sleeping, but it was more of a meditation or even a download. And I'm not sure what I got, but I know I got something. So stay tuned. I bet we've got some big stuff coming along the way. I appreciate you. Namaste to all of you. And I do mean that. I do mean that. And all I'm here doing is bringing you to the water. It's your decision to drink. Bringing you to some objective data. Can't make you think. Hoping that you'll decide to guide your own spirit. Hoping you'll decide to be your own guru. Hoping you'll decide to master your own ascension. And until we see you again, keep asking questions, keep questioning answers, and stay fearless. And I salute you because you're all here seeking to unindoctrinate yourself.